This is the Mag2, or maybe it's the Mag squared, screen-safe magnetic webcam mount. So I was sent this by Plexicam. They're running an Indigogo campaign right now. I'll put the link in the description. All right, so it comes in a hard shell case that has a zipper, and we have the top and bottom, and they're kind of separated by this big foam here and this guy that pulls out here. So we have a cable, USB-C to C. We have a zippered compartment here with several different USB accessories like an A to C adapter and a 90-degree C to C connector. In the top there is the instruction booklet, and in the bottom we have the various parts here. So the idea is this is a screen-safe magnetic webcam adapter, and the idea is you can stick this to your computer screen and then mount your webcam onto it so that your webcam is kind of right in the center of your computer screen, and that way you'll maintain eye contact when you're looking at somebody in a video conference. So obviously this guy is going to block a section of your screen. The bigger your monitor is, less of an issue that's going to be. And I think also the bigger your monitor is, the more advantage you get with having a center position camera as opposed to something up at the top. All right, I'm going to take off this little bit of plastic here. So on this port, it looks like a silicone rubber tube. It's thicker than the protective plastic that was here, so I think that's supposed to stay there. I'm not 100% certain on that. Now, for this guy to work, obviously your webcam has to have a USB port in the back, not just a cable sticking out of it. So you have to have a specific webcam that has a female USB-C port on the back that you plug this into. So when I went to try this product out, it made me realize how many webcams I have that have either a 1/4x20 port or just their own integrated specialty clip for hooking onto things, and that don't have just a USB-C female port to plug into. So one neat thing about this cable is it's kind of a Ziploc cable that'll stick to itself. One side has a groove and one side has a thing that sticks up, and so you can push that into the groove and it will stick to itself, kind of like a Ziploc bag. You can take this cable, and if you want to run it up or down, you can do that. And they include this 90-degree elbow, and the idea here is that you can run the cable off to the side, either the left or the right, if you don't want to run it up and down. And so if your computer has a USB-A port, you just plug that adapter in, and then you can plug in your USB-C webcam into the USB-A port. So you have about 4 feet of total length on this cable. Now apparently some laptops or computer screens have enough steel inside so this will just stick to it. Mine doesn't, so they include 2 different options for sticking it to your laptop screen or your monitor. So there's a plate that's magnetically attractive, kind of a steel, and it has a rubber pad on the back, so it'll stick to that through a thin screen. And then there's a magnet here, which is stronger, and so it'll definitely stick to that guy through a lot more screen, so it's easily doing 3/4 of an inch there. And they also say that you can put the magnet onto this guy and have it sticking through that, and that might provide even more force. I'm not sure if the steel amplifies the magnetic flux or something, just maybe it makes it just a bigger surface area. Now when I first heard about, okay, you want me to stick a magnet to my screen, growing up in the CRT days, I was like, oh, that's not going to be good for the screen. But then I realized, well, all the new LCD and OLED monitors, they don't really care about magnetic fields. Tried it out with my laptop. It works fine. It holds very well. So it does work. It does function well. I really haven't seen a product with, sticking a magnet in the center of the screen before. I had seen something with like a plexiglass clip that would hang down and mount a camera on a plexiglass clip. But I think this is a little bit nicer than that. You have a little more freedom in positioning. Now what makes this screen safe is it's got a rubber pad, and so they say specifically put it on your screen, don't slide it on your screen, because if you get dust between this and the screen, if it's like sand, it might scratch your screen when you slide it. So you want to set it on, take it off. Never slide it to move it. Always take it off, move it, put it back down. Right, so I have an IBM ThinkPad, and this does not natively just stick to it. And so I need to use like the steel pad on the back here. And so, that will stick quite firmly, and I'm not worried at all about that coming off, because that guy is on there and it has plenty of force to support a webcam here. Now, with a small laptop screen, you're really only getting a couple of inches of difference here, because my camera is integrated into the top of the laptop. So I think this is really going to be more beneficial if you have a larger laptop screen, or more likely a desktop monitor. And that's where the center of your screen can be quite a ways away from a webcam that's mounted to the top. So this guy is going to work specifically with a very limited number of webcams. There's Lumina, there's the Logitech Brio, for example, and there's this cutout in the foam here that looks suspiciously like it would fit one of those webcams. So it looks like you can rip this bit of foam out and put your webcam into this case and include it in the case with the mount. There's a package that they sell that comes with the webcam and the mount all together, and they're going to put that in here. But it might, if you had the webcam already, you could maybe rip this piece of foam out and then use that for that. So if you don't already have a webcam you're going to be using this with, you probably want to buy the package that comes with the webcam. So this guy, on their Indiegogo campaign, it's $95. And that comes with, a magnet, a steel backing plate, a nice case, and the fancy wire with adapters, and this guy here, and your little 90-degree adapter if you decide to use that. That feels kind of expensive for a couple of magnetic mounts, but it's a nice product idea. When you can adjust this around to point the camera directly at you. It's a product I have not seen on the market before. I hope they have it patented, because it looks like the type of thing that somebody else could pretty easily jump into the market and sell something very similar. It feels expensive for what you're getting, but it's high quality materials here. It's plastic, but it feels like pretty good high quality plastic. So when you're looking at a $175, $200 webcam, a $100 mount is a decent percentage of that webcam price. And so I think it's really geared for people who have really high importance on having the best presentation, looking directly at the camera while they're using their screen. And I think this is going to be more of a desktop usage scenario, even though they have a nice little travel carry case here. I think the bigger your screen, the more benefit there is to getting that camera kind of centered where you're looking right at the camera, as opposed to, kind of looking up to the top of the screen or looking down from the camera in other people's view.